Hello everyone, this is a mentor and show. In this video, we are going to discuss about changing your IP address. So changing our IP address is actually called IP spoofing. This is a way in which we need to hide our identity from the hackers. That is why it's called spoofing IP. So now let's try to understand this. So what is IP spoofing? For example, you are a user and we have an attacker working on a router. So how this IP spoofing works, let's try to understand. So a IP spoofing technique is used to gain unauthorized access to computers whereby the intruder sends a message to a computer with an IP address indicating that the message is coming from a trusted host. So what receiver thinks is the message which is coming does belong to a trusted host. But what happens actually is that message is coming from an IP which is being masked to any other IP. So IP spoofing is a creation of IP packets with a false IP address. The purpose of IP spoofing is just to hide the identity of the sender by impersonating another computer system or using their other's IP. So let's take an example. For example, you want to contact to your server. So we are actually trying to send some packets of data from host A with an IP address that is 172.15.1.6. When we send this to the server, it goes with the address of 1.6, but my actual IP is 172.14.0.p. So when we use this IP, what it does, this is called my spoof IP address, and this is my actual IP address. So when we send a request to the server, it is not able to identify whether this request coming is from original IP address or from the masked IP address. So in this way, we can identify whether the IP address is spoofed or not. So now let's try to spoof IP address. Let's try to change IP address of our system. Okay, so let's learn how to change our public IP address. So first of all, let's see what's my public IP address as of now. So I'll just open website named as whatismyipaddress.com. So I am using right now Google Chrome. So in this browser, I can see my IP address is same 119.42.157.2 with my location in India in city New Delhi. Now I want to spoof this IP address. I don't want my ISP to trace this location that from where actually I am working. So what we will do is I'll simply use a browser that is called Tor browser. You can go to Google and search for this browser. The name of the browser is Tor. Just type here Tor browser in Google and you will be getting the official website of Tor project. From here you can download this Tor browser and you can install it in your system. It's just like a normal browser like Chrome, Mozilla or Firefox or Internet Explorer. After downloading it and once you install it, open the browser, and in this browser we have to open the same website, that is whatismyipaddress.com. So this is my browser which I have installed. I'll just open the browser and I will wait for it to open because this browser may sometimes take time because it needs to establish a secure network connection between the ISP and the server. So sometimes it's take time to start. So let's wait for it to start. Once it gets started, then what we will do is we will use the same IP address website, that is whatismyipaddress.com. Okay, so as you can see here, connected to the Tor network, and after connection, automatically my Tor browser gets opened here. Now in this Tor browser, it's just like a normal browser. I have to open the website. I will open the website that is the one which we opened in Chrome. Sorry, I'll just remove the caps lock. What is my IP address.com. I'll hit enter, wait for the page to load. It will open the same website, but what we need to cross check it. The moment I just use this browser, as you can see, it's a onion logo. That is, and what onion does mean, it's masked layer upon layer. The same browser, the same website is giving me an IP address which is totally different from my original IP address. You can see here in this Chrome, if I again open the same website, my IP address is very much similar what it was before. That is 119.42.157.2 with my exact location. But the moment I change the browser, it changes to another IP address, and very interesting, as of now, I am getting a location of Germany with city Belfield with an ISP. I don't know what's the name of this ISP, maybe any local ISP provider of that Germany. So what I did is I just changed the browser and it was very easy for me to spoof my IP address. Now, if I send any request from this browser to Gmail or to Facebook, and if any website is trying to locate or trying to trace my location using my cookies and browsing history, they won't be able to do that because I will be spoofing my IP address. So in this way, you can spoof your IP address.